Choose the team you want to start your franchise with.
Use the options on the left to edit league.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got a rematch of last year's wild card round in the NFC playoffs. It's the Eagles and the Buccaneers, and it's coming up next.
Still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Out come the Eagles for the first time, and the man in charge at quarterback in his 5th year now, Jalen Hurts.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
Hurts throwing right away. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Campbell. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play. Hurts sets up to throw it. And this one's incomplete. The Eagles at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they move back above 500 with a victory last week.
And you look at their start, a win, a loss, then a win. This might be something we see from them a lot this year, because when they're at their best, they can play with anybody. But bringing their best every week, that's been a challenge thus far.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Hurts. He'll drop this underneath for Gainwell. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. The Trey Palmer deep for Tampa Bay. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs getting ready to go on offense for the first time, and it's Baker Mayfield leading them out in his 2nd season as a Buccaneer and his 7th overall.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Now Mayfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. You look at this Eagle defense. They were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Palmer going to go in motion left. Here's Mayfield. And there's a short one taken in by Otten. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down. Going to the air again with Mayfield. Finding Otten once more. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. The numbers for him from a week ago: 10 catches, 66 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. In motion, the tight end. Now runs straight ahead with Warren. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with them.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Nolan Smith able to get him for a loss of about 3. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. So the completion good for just 3. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Mayfield. Throw left side taken in by Palmer. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Jake Camarda now. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Throwing is Hurts. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. You look at this defense for Tampa Bay. Now, they've been a very good unit against the pass, defending at 5th best in the league.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. On the option left, it's Hurts. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They've moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one. It looked like almost some miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now a 2nd and 2. They toss this out right to Gainwell. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st. Here's Hurts to throw. Campbell making the catch. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here's a 2nd and 5. Straight ahead, it's Gainwell. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Excellent effort defensively by him. 2 tackles for a loss last week, now 1 here in the first quarter.
He's an absolute disruptor, isn't he? And I think most offenses would love to go against guys who just want to hold the point of attack and try and keep things clean for their linebackers. But when they make those moves and they can get upfield, past the offensive line into the backfield, that's hard to handle.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles are on the board first here on the road in Tampa.
Defensively by now, you know his ability. You know he has it in him to take off and run.
Yeah, because they knew coming into this game, but we've already seen examples in this contest that he can run the football.
I think they're going to examine different ways to rush him now. Are they going to do it with different lanes? Are they going to use a spy? But they have to come up with options because right now, he's hurting them.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And that to the 30. It'll be 2nd down. Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Mayfield to throw it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Bucs 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the 1st down.
Palmer going to go in motion left. Got his man, it's Warren. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down. In motion goes the tight end. Mayfield now from the 50. And there's a short one taken in by Otten. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. On the give, it's Warren. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Incomplete. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Mayfield now. He gets it over the middle to Palmer. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the 1st as the tackle is made at the 33. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 4th down. And this one is right down the middle. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up second down. A give running right is Gainwell. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession. The Eagles on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He'll check this one down to Gainwell. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Back now comes Tampa Bay. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Mayfield looks to throw. Otten brings it in over the middle. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. A handoff for Warren. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. 4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. They run behind center with Gainwell. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. They'll send a tight end in motion right.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Levante David in on the tackle.
2nd and 10.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender. But you also have to give your own guy a chance, too.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They'll run here with Gainwell.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He'll find Gainwell out of the backfield.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way.
And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. 8 yards on the touchdown pass, and they are able to add on to their advantage. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all.
And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Running room at the 50. Look out. He might score.
But he won't quite take it all the way, but still what a return. He gets that to the 10.
Similar to golf, you never want to count a score before it actually happens, but you have to figure. They thought they were going to get 6 on that play. Great effort to keep them out of the end zone, but a big-time return.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
The big kick return nearly resulted in 6. Now they'll try to finish the job here. 1st and goal. Here's one.
He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Warren diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
And the kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And able to get this out to the 25. The Eagles offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in this first half that's really giving him fits. They'll come out throwing here on first down. That ball caught by Campbell. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there, 21 yards. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Hurts sets up to throw it. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Hurts.
Now he's forced out left. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
It's really something special when we see a quarterback top 100 yards in one half of football. And if he keeps up this pace in the second half, the NFL record for single-game rushing by a QB is certainly in sight.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
Over the middle, hauled in by Campbell. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Second down and 6 now.
They'll look to throw.
Back to the same target, Campbell.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 25-yard line. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
That's the third time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going, and right now it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. This is Smith with a grab. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Gainwell diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes it a 21-10 game. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays.
And it was Kenneth Gainwell who finished it off with a touchdown run.
And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion left. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now a 2nd and 10.
To throw, Mayfield.
Out route, and the ball is caught by Godwin.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Mayfield.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Mayfield.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted.
And now the rookie's free.
Down the sideline he goes.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick-6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick-6.
Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
On the run, it's Warren.
And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line.
You know, whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Godwin, the motion man.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Airing this one out for Evans. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, only thing larger than his name is wingspan as he knocks that one away.
Jake Camarda sent on now to punt this away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
That's returnable now for Smith.
Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more.
The Eagles' offense set to begin their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10
at the 34. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
That'll be taken in downfield by Godwin.
And all the way down to the 7-yard line. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 59 yards. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Bucs are able to cut into that deficit.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Here's Hurts to throw. Complete. Smith has it. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Throwing is Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd down and a yard. Again, he'll drop to throw.
That's complete. It's Okuwebunam.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. They'll look to throw again.
That is caught.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Back to throw again. Rolling to his, and he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we close out the first quarter of this season. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. And they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. Next, we head down to Houston to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting Jaguars. Joe Mixon, a couple of touchdown runs. We saw a strong first half out of running back Kenneth Gainwell. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So this a 2-possession ball game as we get back underway, set for the third quarter. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin this third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 44 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. Mayfield looks to throw. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Mayfield now. Here's White. They set up the screen. Oh, what a juke into space. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Yikes, terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. So here are the Eagles to take over. They've got the lead right now as they start this drive 1st and 10. Of course, remember they beat the Saints a week ago, so some good momentum rolling right now. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Gainwell gets it on the option.
And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Hurts. He'll get that complete to Alberto.
And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts.
And this one complete to Smith. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp.
They've been on it, and they pick up another first down there.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Goes right back to Smith again.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
They'll look to run with Gainwell.
And he will take this one in for an Eagle touchdown.
Kenneth Gainwell.
His second touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Eagles are able to widen their advantage.
And as a defensive coordinator, you're almost in a no-win situation down here near the goal line. You know how dangerous Jalen Hurts is when he holds on to it. You've got to be prepared to stay with him. So when he hands it off, if you're slow in reacting, this is going to be the result.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it was Kenneth Gainwell who finished it off with a touchdown run.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Now they can't bring him down. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Tampa Bay offense set to go again. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
56 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Mayfield to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Warren. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Options galore here. Second and a few inches. They'll run it. Warren.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
To throw, Mayfield.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. They toss it to Warren.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And now you have to wonder, partner, at what point in time do they forget the running game? It's been a struggle so far in this one. I would think they'd have to start throwing it a little bit more.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Palmer going in motion right.
Mayfield.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 35. Here's Mayfield. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now Mayfield. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, Why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He's got his target. That's complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles 16. 18 yards, a big pickup there on third down. Throwing, Mayfield. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Well, this has been a long drive. You know that defense, they're craving to get off the field. They were able to force it free but couldn't recover it.
Yeah, and on the offensive side of the ledger, they were thinking about how do we punctuate this drive with 6, right? Make it an exclamation point. Instead, you got to put a question mark next to this drive now after the fumble, even though they recovered it.
They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's completed right side to Palmer.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down. And his kick here is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the third quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Throwing is Hurts.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
But that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Yaya Diaby, he's the one who got in there. He gets the sack.
The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
On 2nd and 10, Mayfield. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked off by Quan Alexander. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
This short throw caught by Goddard. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it second down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Here's Hurts to throw. And that'll be dumped off to Gainwell.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
Hurts sets up to throw it. That's complete. It's Okuwebunam.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. To throw again on second down.
Hurts.
Throw left side complete. That's Smith.
Yeah, the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
It'll be Hurts on the option.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. In that time for the sack, say hello to Chandler Jones.
Well, we saw him score on the ground earlier in the ball game. This time, the defense says not so fast.
Yeah, that's good scouting and good awareness, isn't it? Because you always have to be wary of him keeping it himself, especially in this part of the field. Because if he doesn't like what he sees, you know he'll take off and try and go for it himself.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Buccaneers offense and Baker Mayfield set to take over once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets. And it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Mayfield looks to throw. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And that is incomplete.
Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
In motion right is Smith. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
This offense so far on third down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Steps away. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
From the gun, a give to Gainwell.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
This defense is holding strong, but they're going to need one more stop, maybe 2 more stops. And where the ball is on the field, the offensive playbook remains wide open. They've got to be alert for anything.
Steps away. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Jalen Hurts taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Eagles are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown.
Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. But bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Mayfield now. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
They'll drop to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. 3rd down and 1.
From the gun, Mayfield.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Bucs first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield.
Finding Otten once more.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 5.
Back to throw again.
He's got Otten.
These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
In motion left, Godwin.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Here's 2nd and 3.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. To throw, Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Zach Bond able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. Eluding the pressure right.
And he will be out of bounds well shy of the marker. So that's a turnover on downs. Great job defensively.
So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down of this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 24.
Drive begins with a carry by Davis Price.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
46 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. And they'll go right back to Gainwell here on 1st down.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Davis Price up the middle. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Philadelphia. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage. They are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Here now 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Again, a run with Gainwell. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. On the counter, it's Gainwell.
And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
Straight ahead, it's Gainwell.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. And I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball, and they're the ones dictating to the defense.
Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And here's a handoff to Gainwell.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, they just continue to roll. And, Charles, for you and I, we want the close games, but for them, it has to be so nice to enjoy this big cushion.
I can't remember the last time we saw them play this loose and have this much fun. I think they'd love to be able to capture this game, carry it with them from week to week, and be able to execute like this in all the rest of their games.
Elliott good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Well, time to get another look at this Buccaneer offense. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
He's got Otten on the out route.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Mayfield to throw it. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Going to the air again with Mayfield.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today.
Here's Smith to return it.
That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one well in hand.
Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
And they'll stay on the ground with Gainwell again.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Philadelphia, They're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.